is that one thing we always want to isolate the variable, but depending on the type of equation, it's not always so easy to do that process, as you can see. So the first thing that I would say is if you see a radical, isolate the radical part. That means I want to get, for number one, I want to get this x plus 3 by itself, or square root of x plus 3. I want to get it by itself. So the first thing that I would do would add 1 to both sides, which would result in the equation square root of x plus 3 equals 6. Now, we'll talk next about how to do that. We use inverse operations. I can undo square root with square on both sides of the equal sign, because exponent and radical are opposite, which gives me the equation x plus 3, since square root cancels square, is equal to 36. And I can proceed just like we've been doing before. I would subtract 3 from both sides. But for numbers 2 and 3, it's a little more challenging because there's more than one variable. So for number 2, this is a degree 2. It's called a quadratic. For these ones, or a polynomial, if I had an exponent higher than a 2 as well. So if I had 3x cubed to start, I would do the same thing. I would write it in standard form. So I would isolate 0. And then we would factor. So for this one, I would actually start by subtracting 11x from both sides of the equal sign and adding 5 to both sides of the equal sign. The reason I would do this is because I want to use factoring, and I need all of my terms on one side of the equal sign to start. I'm not going to go through the full solution of this one right now. I just want to show what that first step would look like. And on this last one, I would eliminate fractions by multiplying every single term by the denominator, or a common denominator. And we'll go through each of these types of equations and what that would look like, but I'm just going to write for now what my first step would be. If I did that, my denominators would cancel with my numerators, and here I would wind up with 5 minus 1 times u minus 4 equals 1, because any number divided by itself is equal to 1. So when I multiply every single term by common denominators, I can eliminate those denominators. And you can see that this is a much simpler equation to deal with than the previous steps. Okay.